Hey there, football fans. Welcome to our channel. Today you will understand a little bit of the enigmatic and enthusiastic story of Erik ten Hag. Watch the video until the surprising end and give your opinion if he is a great leader for you. Chapter 1: The Dawn of a Visionary. In the quiet embrace of Haaksbergen, a quaint Dutch town nestled between rolling hills, a young boy's journey into the world of football began. Born Erik ten Hag, he embodied the spirit of his surroundings, humble yet steadfast, his dreams as expansive as the open skies above. His story is one of ambition, talent, and an unwavering passion for the beautiful game. As a child, Erik's world was a canvas painted in shades of football. His first steps on grass were shaky yet determined, his gaze fixed on an old ball that had seen more games than he had birthdays. Even then, there was a spark in his eyes, a spark that would fuel his relentless pursuit of excellence. His family, a cornerstone of his life, were his earliest supporters. His father, a local coach, recognized the fire within his son and nurtured it. Together, they spent countless hours on the pitch, honing skills that would one day make Erik a force to be reckoned with. Those hours weren't just about technique, they were about building character, learning to stand tall in the face of challenges. Through rain-soaked afternoons and sun-kissed mornings, Erik's dedication knew no bounds. His tenacity on the pitch was mirrored by his focus in school, where he balanced his studies with an insatiable hunger for football knowledge. His room was adorned with posters of his idols, each image a testament to the heights he aspired to reach. Yet, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Every journey has its moments of doubt, its trials that test the mettle of the traveler. Erik faced his fair share, injuries that threatened to derail his dreams, setbacks that cast shadows over his aspirations. But with each obstacle, he emerged stronger, more determined than before. Erik's youth was punctuated by stories that would later become folklore in Haaksbergen. There was the time he scored a hat-trick in a local tournament, his celebration a burst of pure, unadulterated joy. The town square buzzed with pride, for here was a boy who carried their hopes on his shoulders. As Erik transitioned from boyhood to adolescence, his skills attracted the attention of scouts. The news of his selection for the Ajax Academy rippled through Haaksbergen like a tidal wave of pride. The same streets that had witnessed his first kicks now echoed with whispers of his potential, the local boy with a destiny intertwined with the sport he loved. And so, the stage was set. Erik's journey had only just begun, but the pages of his story were already filled with determination, passion, and a thirst for greatness. The small town of Haaksbergen was no longer just his home, it was a chapter in the narrative of a visionary who would carve his name into football's history. The dawn of Erik ten Hag's adventure had broken, casting its first rays of promise on a path that would lead him to stadiums roaring with fans, tactical masterpieces etched in green, and a legacy that would inspire generations to come. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our Red Devil news. Chapter 2: Forging the Warrior. In the midst of football's grand tapestry, Erik ten Hag's journey was gathering momentum. From the idyllic backdrop of Haaksbergen, he ventured into a world where talent, grit, and resilience would define his legacy. His journey was not just about chasing a ball, it was a quest to shape his destiny, and every step echoed with the cadence of a warrior's determination. Erik's transition from local sensation to professional prospect was a tale spun from passion and perseverance. The winding road took him to esteemed football academies, where his raw potential was sculpted into skill. It was a journey marked by sacrifices, countless hours on the training ground, and a burning desire to evolve into a football force. At Ajax's academy, a crucible of football brilliance, Erik found himself surrounded by talent that mirrored his own. The environment was competitive, pushing him to refine his technique and expand his footballing horizons. Yet, he wasn't just a player in the crowd, his name was whispered with a mix of respect and excitement. His coaches saw in him not just an athlete, but a future leader. The academy was where Erik's tactical acumen began to take root. While others focused on the present match, he analyzed the intricate dance of players on the field. His observations transformed into discussions, debates with teammates and coaches alike. In those moments, he wasn't just playing, he was unraveling the strategic intricacies that would later become his trademark. But Erik's story wasn't confined to the Dutch borders. Destiny had more in store. The call from Bayern Munich, one of football's titans, was an affirmation of his growing reputation. Stepping onto the grand stage of European football was both exhilarating and intimidating, a baptism of fire that would forge the warrior within him. In the colors of Bayern, Erik's dedication and hard work continued to shine. His peers were seasoned professionals, many with years of experience. But he wasn't fazed, he was determined to prove himself. And prove himself, he did. Each practice session was a battle, each match an opportunity to demonstrate his mettle. Amidst the victories and challenges, Erik's character was tested. Injuries became his adversaries, pushing him to the brink of doubt. Yet, in his darkest moments, his resolve blazed brighter. He defied expectations, returning to the pitch with an unyielding spirit that earned him respect, admiration, and a place in the hearts of fans. The warrior spirit wasn't confined to the pitch. Beyond the stadiums, Erik's interactions with coaches, fellow players, and fans reflected his humility and integrity. Stories of his humility spread like wildfire. He was as much a teammate in victory as in defeat, a leader whose influence transcended the game itself. As the pages turned, Erik's footballing journey expanded beyond clubs and countries. Every pass, every tackle, every tactical decision became threads woven into a tapestry of passion and purpose. From Haaksbergen to Bayern Munich, the boy had evolved into a warrior, a player whose journey was not just about football, but about the resilience of the human spirit. The world had seen glimpses of Erik's potential, but his narrative was far from its zenith. The warrior had much more to conquer, more battles to fight, and more victories to claim. The stage was set for the next chapter, one that would see him step off the pitch and onto the sidelines, where his brilliance as a tactician would illuminate football's arena like never before. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our Red Devil news. Chapter 3: The Tactician's Odyssey. From the pitches of his youth to the grand stadiums of the world, Erik ten Hag's journey had been one of transformation, fueled by an unquenchable passion for football. As the spotlight shifted, he ventured into uncharted territories, from player to coach, evolving into a tactical visionary whose imprint on the game would be indelible. The shift from a player's boots to the coach's bench was not just a transition, it was an evolution. Erik's journey into coaching was born from a desire to give back, to channel his insights and experiences into shaping the next generation of footballing talent. The decision wasn't taken lightly, it was the next logical step in a path guided by a love for the sport. His early days as a coach were a blend of learning and adaptation. The tactics he had dissected from the pitch now became the canvas upon which he painted his strategies. His tenure at Utrecht marked the first chapter of his coaching saga. The underdog club, overlooked by many, became a canvas for Erik's tactical prowess to shine. It was here that his obsession with tactics deepened. Every match was a puzzle to solve, a mosaic of player movements and strategic calculations. Erik's philosophy emerged, a fusion of discipline and creativity. His players didn't just execute, they understood the why behind each move, a testament to his role as both teacher and tactician. His approach garnered results. Utrecht, under his guidance, punched above their weight, taking on giants with a tactical finesse that left pundits and fans in awe. The narrative of Erik's tenure was etched with unexpected victories, his touch turning underdogs into formidable contenders. The whispers of his achievements didn't go unheard. Football's tapestry had been woven with stories of tactical masterminds, and Erik's name was now in the mix. His insights were sought after, his methods dissected by the curious minds of fellow coaches. The sport was evolving, and Erik stood at the forefront of its transformation. As his tactical prowess ripened, Erik's horizons expanded. He found himself at the crossroads of opportunities, each beckoning with promise. The decision to take on the role of Manchester United's manager was a culmination of his journey, a marriage of his tactical genius with a club that embodied history and ambition. The transition was not without its challenges. The spotlight was brighter, the expectations higher. But Erik's journey had been one of resilience. He embraced the challenge, instilling his tactical philosophy into the fabric of Manchester United. His strategies weren't just formations, they were symphonies, each note synchronized with the heartbeat of the game. The world watched as Old Trafford transformed into a stage for Erik's tactical ballet. Players moved with precision, each pass a brushstroke in his masterpiece. The stadium came alive with a sense of purpose, an understanding that every tactical decision was a step towards victory. But victory wasn't just about trophies, it was about evolution. Erik's influence stretched beyond the pitch, touching the very soul of the sport. Coaches around the world studied his methods, players revered his insights, and fans marveled at the chess-like brilliance that unfolded each matchday. As this chapter of Erik's life continued to unfold, one thing became clear: his journey was a tapestry woven with threads of passion, dedication, and an insatiable hunger for excellence. From the early days in Haaksbergen to the helm of Manchester United, he had embraced every challenge, emerging not just as a tactician but as a guardian of football's essence. The next chapter would be a continuation, a testament to his ever-evolving journey. The stage was set for more tactical symphonies, more battles of wits, and more triumphs carved from the crucible of his passion. The Odyssey of the tactician was far from over. It was a saga still being written, with Erik ten Hag as its visionary author. Chapter 4: The Old Trafford Enigma. In the heart of Manchester, a new chapter of Erik ten Hag's Odyssey was penned. The aura of Old Trafford, its storied history, and the deafening roars of passionate fans welcomed him with both anticipation and scrutiny. This was a juncture where his tactical brilliance met the legacy of Manchester United, where every move was under a microscope, and every decision echoed through football's annals. Erik's appointment as Manchester United's manager wasn't just a transition, it was a momentous stride. His journey had brought him to the epicenter of football's grand theater. The world watched, breathless with curiosity, as he stepped onto the hallowed turf of Old Trafford, a stadium where dreams were woven into reality. The early days were a blend of excitement and challenges. Erik wasn't just managing a team, he was orchestrating a symphony that resonated through the hearts of millions. His philosophy, refined through years of dedication, began to take shape on the pitch. The players weren't just a squad, they were a canvas upon which Erik painted his tactical vision. The world had witnessed football's evolution, from gritty battles to tactical ballets. And now, Erik was at the helm of a club that embodied both history and innovation. Old Trafford's stands bore witness to the transformation, as the team's playstyle shifted, breathing new life into the red jersey. The matches were more than contests, they were narratives that unfolded with every pass, every movement. Erik's tactical genius was evident, his decisions calculated yet daring. The fans, once spectators, were now part of the narrative, united in their support for the enigma that was Erik ten Hag's Manchester United. The victories were celebrations, each win a chapter in a story that resonated with every fan's longing. The losses were introspections, moments when Erik's tactical prowess was scrutinized, analyzed, and recalibrated. But in both triumph and defeat, his unwavering commitment to his philosophy was the guiding star. The tactical symphonies were not just notes on a playbook, they were a fusion of individual brilliance and collective harmony. Players weren't just executing instructions, they were vessels of Erik's vision, translating his strategies into movement. Old Trafford reverberated with applause, a symphony of appreciation for a tactician who dared to push boundaries. But Erik's journey was more than formations and tactics. It was about fostering a sense of unity, of camaraderie, within the team. His leadership transcended the chalked lines of the pitch, infusing a spirit of togetherness that became the backbone of Manchester United's resurgence. The narrative of Erik's Manchester United tenure was adorned with memorable matches that etched themselves into history. Each tactical shift, each substitution, was a page in a book written with passion. The theatre of Old Trafford came alive with anticipation, a canvas where Erik's tactical brushstrokes painted the picture of victory. As this chapter unfolded, one thing became evident: Erik's journey was not just about himself, it was about the team, the fans, and the essence of the sport. His legacy was being woven, a legacy not just of victories, but of the evolution of football's tactical landscape. The next chapter was a continuation, a promise of more tactical symphonies, more moments of glory, and more challenges to overcome. The stage was set for Erik's Manchester United enigma to unravel further, to leave an indelible mark on the club's storied history, and to inspire generations to come. The spotlight burned bright, the scrutiny was relentless, but Erik's tactical odyssey was far from its conclusion. It was an ongoing narrative that united passion, innovation, and the pursuit of footballing excellence. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our Red Devil news. Chapter 5: Legacy of Innovation. As the chapters of Erik ten Hag's life continued to unfold, a legacy of innovation was being woven into the fabric of football's history. From Haaksbergen's modest fields to the iconic stages of European football, his journey had transcended the conventional. This chapter marked the pinnacle of his tactical odyssey, where his influence reverberated beyond the pitch, shaping the very essence of the game. Erik's tenure at Manchester United had evolved from a managerial role to a legacy-building endeavour. The tactics that once adorned playbooks were now the very essence of Manchester United's identity. His tenure was marked by an unyielding commitment to his philosophy, a philosophy that melded discipline with creativity, strategy with spontaneity. Old Trafford had transformed into a temple of innovation. The fans weren't just spectators, they were witnesses to football's evolution. Every match was an exploration, a test of Erik's tactical prowess. The players moved with purpose, a living embodiment of his vision. The legacy wasn't just about victories, it was about transforming the way the game was perceived and played. Erik's tactical innovations were as diverse as they were effective. The intricate high-pressing game forced opponents into errors, while the fluid positional play baffled even the staunchest defenses. The world watched as Manchester United danced to Erik's tactical symphonies, each move an ode to his genius. The players were central to this innovation. Erik's ability to nurture individual talents and seamlessly integrate them into his tactical framework was a hallmark of his coaching style. It wasn't just about imposing his vision, it was about harnessing the unique strengths of each player, crafting a cohesive unit that was greater than the sum of its parts. But innovation wasn't just about the tactics, it was about adapting in the face of challenges. Injuries, tactical surprises, shifting dynamics, each obstacle was an opportunity for Erik to showcase his adaptability. His strategies were never stagnant, they evolved, transformed, and confounded opponents who tried to anticipate his moves. The legacy extended beyond the pitch. Erik's impact on the next generation of coaches was profound. His tactical insights became the foundation of seminars, discussions, and coaching clinics. His theories sparked debates, his successes inspired emulation, and his journey became a case study in the ever-evolving world of football tactics. Yet, amidst the tactical brilliance and innovation, Erik remained grounded. His interactions with players, fellow coaches, and fans reflected his humility. He was a mentor, a leader, and a visionary, but he was also a student of the game, constantly learning and evolving alongside the sport he loved. The final chapters of Erik's Manchester United tenure were marked by climactic battles, memorable victories, and a legacy that reverberated through football's annals. As the curtain descended on this chapter, one thing became clear: Erik's tactical odyssey was a testament to the power of innovation, the resilience of the human spirit, and the enduring allure of football. The legacy didn't end, it transformed into an everlasting inspiration for future tacticians, coaches, and players. As the next generation stood on the precipice of their own footballing journeys, they looked back at Erik ten Hag's legacy with awe and reverence, ready to embark on their own quests for innovation and excellence. The journey was far from over. Erik's path continued to evolve, his legacy continued to inspire, and the world of football continued to be captivated by the enigma he had become. The stage was set for more innovations, more tactical masterpieces, and more moments that would shape the course of football's history. As the book of Erik ten Hag's life continued to be written, one could only imagine the chapters yet to come, chapters that promised to be as enthralling, as innovative, and as enduring as the legacy he had already created. Chapter 6: A Global Tactician. Erik ten Hag's journey had transcended boundaries, and as the chapters of his life continued to unfold, he embraced a new role, that of a global tactician. From Haaksbergen's humble fields to the far-reaching corners of the footballing world, his influence had spread like wildfire, leaving an indelible mark on the sports landscape. The closing of his chapter at Manchester United marked not an end, but a new beginning. The world had watched as Erik's tactical prowess illuminated Old Trafford, and now his insights were sought after by clubs, coaches, and enthusiasts spanning continents. This chapter wasn't just about a journey, it was about a legacy that had taken on a life of its own. Erik's journey had transformed him into more than a manager, he had become a beacon of innovation, a source of inspiration. His expertise wasn't confined to a single club, it was a global commodity. His tactical insights transcended cultures, languages, and playing styles, bridging the gaps between footballing philosophies worldwide. Clubs reached out for his counsel, seeking his insights on tactical approaches, player development, and team dynamics. His name echoed in boardrooms and locker rooms alike, a testament to the far-reaching impact of his journey. But Erik's humility remained intact, and his interactions were marked by a genuine desire to contribute to the sport's growth. As he ventured into international spaces, Erik found himself immersed in a tapestry of footballing cultures. From the meticulous strategies of Europe to the flair of South America, he absorbed diverse influences that enriched his tactical repertoire. His ability to synthesize these varied approaches was a reflection of his adaptability and open-mindedness. The global stage had a new protagonist, and Erik's insights were no longer limited to club football. National teams sought his guidance, recognizing that his tactical brilliance could reshape their fortunes. His involvement in international tournaments was a natural progression, as he crafted strategies that resonated with players from different backgrounds. But it wasn't just about strategies, it was about empowering the footballing community. Erik's workshops, seminars, and coaching clinics became events that drew enthusiasts from around the world. His lectures were more than tactical talks, they were voyages into the heart of football, guided by a tactician whose journey had been a living testament to the sport's evolution. Erik's global odyssey also extended to media platforms. His analyses dissected matches, decoded tactics, and illuminated the intricacies that often went unnoticed. His insights were more than punditry, they were windows into the mind of a tactician who had rewritten the rules of the game. The journey's culmination wasn't just about personal achievements, it was about creating a legacy of footballing enlightenment. Erik's tactical philosophy had become a beacon for coaches striving for excellence, for players seeking to understand the nuances of the game, and for fans hungry for a deeper connection with football. As the final chapters of Erik's life were being written, the world watched with anticipation. What would the global tactician do next? What landscapes would he conquer? What legacies would he shape? The journey's end wasn't a conclusion, it was a point of departure, a platform for new beginnings, new innovations, and new chapters that would continue to captivate the footballing world. As the book of Erik ten Hag's life reached its final pages, it wasn't a goodbye, it was a celebration of a journey that had touched hearts, inspired minds, and elevated football to new heights. The final chapters were imbued with the same spirit that had driven him from Haaksbergen to the global stage, a spirit of innovation, passion, and an unwavering commitment to the beautiful game. Chapter 7: The Eternal Legacy. Erik ten Hag's journey had been an extraordinary odyssey, spanning continents, cultures, and the very essence of football itself. As the final chapter of his life unfolded, it wasn't an ending, it was the crescendo of a symphony that had resonated through generations. His legacy had become eternal, a beacon of inspiration that continued to guide the course of football's evolution. The global tactician had left an indelible mark on the sport, and his influence continued to reverberate through every corner of the footballing world. His insights had transcended the tactical realm, shaping the very fabric of coaching, playing, and appreciating the game. The legacy wasn't confined to stadiums, it had become a part of the sport's DNA. Erik's final years were marked by a role that combined mentorship, ambassadorship, and stewardship of the sport's future. His dedication to the development of young talents was unwavering. He had seen the impact of nurturing potential firsthand, and now he sought to pass on his wisdom to the next generation of players and tacticians. The footballing academies he established became incubators of talent and innovation. Aspiring players honed their skills under his guidance, imbibing the tactical principles that had defined his journey. Erik's interactions with these young talents were marked by a passion to see them succeed, to carry forward the torch of innovation that he had ignited. But his influence extended beyond the confines of training grounds. His efforts to elevate football's social impact were commendable. Erik used his platform to champion causes that transcended the boundaries of the pitch. His initiatives brought communities together, fostering unity through the sport that had shaped his life. The legacy wasn't just about tactical genius, it was about character, leadership, and values. Erik's journey had been a testament to the power of discipline, resilience, and unwavering commitment. These qualities had propelled him from the grassroots of Haaksbergen to the pinnacles of footballing acclaim. As he looked back on his journey, Erik's humility remained intact. Awards, accolades, and global recognition were not his end goals, they were the byproducts of a life dedicated to a passion. He acknowledged the collective efforts that had shaped his path, expressing gratitude to mentors, teammates, and fans who had contributed to his narrative. The final chapters of Erik's life were marked by reflection and contemplation. He had traversed the peaks and valleys of football's landscape, leaving behind a trail of inspiration that stretched into eternity. His tactical insights continued to be studied, his journey recounted, and his legacy celebrated by those who understood the depth of his contribution. The book of Erik ten Hag's life was now complete, a tapestry woven with threads of innovation, dedication, and a love for the game that knew no bounds. His legacy was more than tactics, it was a philosophy that echoed through time, reminding the world that football was more than just a sport, it was an art, a passion, and a source of unending inspiration. The closing lines of his story weren't a farewell, they were a continuation. As the footballing world moved forward, Erik's legacy remained a guiding light, a reminder that innovation and excellence were eternal pursuits. His journey had transcended chapters, it had become a narrative that connected generations, a testament to the power of a single individual's dedication to a dream. And so, as the pages of his life turned to the final chapter, the world watched with a sense of gratitude, respect, and admiration. Erik ten Hag's journey had left an indelible mark on the sport, and his legacy was a reminder that the impact of one person's passion could shape the world in ways that stretched far beyond the limits of a single lifetime. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our Red Devil news.